Hey everybody, welcome to week 6 of Anthropology 2201. Can't believe we're already on week 6, it's kind of ridiculous. This week we're going to be talking about human behaviors and why humans act in certain ways, and the theories that archaeologists use to sort of figure out how past humans lived. So a lot of this week we're going to be talking about modern day ethnographic correlates to past peoples, especially people who lived similarly to how our ancestors lived. Like the video that you guys are going to be watching is about an Inuit Eskimo group and how they track and hunt caribou. Um, and it's going to be one of the main resources you use to write your essay that's due on Sunday night. So I definitely recommend taking a look at that. But the reading itself focuses primarily on two different theories: evolutionary theory of human behavior and then social theory of human behavior. And these are just two umbrella terms to refer to a whole bunch of different theoretical frameworks. But it's pretty simplified for this chapter. If you want to get into some of that, go to my office hours. I'll happily talk with you about uh, evolutionary or social theory. Better at social theory, but whatever you want to talk about. But the two theories are sort of competing theories. Sometimes they can be used uh, interchangeably or also at the same time to determine why people are doing certain things. For as far as like evolutionary theory goes, people might do a certain activity because it's advantageous for them to do so compared to other activities, and that advantage applies across generations, right? I think the example that they use to sort of define this theory is bison hunting in the North American Midwest 2 or 3 thousand years ago. And then the social theories are more ideological, more cultural theories of why people do certain things. Like one of the examples under the umbrella of social theory is practice theory, and that's a theory by Bordeaux, but I don't think it says that in the reading. But the theory basically goes that people act a certain way because they're indoctrinated into certain ways of living, right? You grow up doing specific things. For example, you go to school. Probably every other kid in your neighborhood went to school. You do certain things in school. There's an expectation that you have that you're, for example, respectful to your teacher. If you're not, you get talked to, you get in trouble. So there are all of these social nets in place so that you do certain things in certain ways. And that's an example of social theory as opposed to evolutionary theory, which is supposed to give a human group and a competitive advantage over other groups. But once again, they're kind of interchangeable, and the reading goes way more into detail about them. But as far as what you guys have due this week specifically, there's no discussion outright. So you guys don't have to do the 3 parts of the discussion. You do still have to do the third part of the previous week's discussion if you decided to participate in the new wine, old skins discussion. You have to go back and do the video that I'm going to release tomorrow based on your summaries and respond to that. But for this week, all you have due besides the practicum, which is ungraded, and the practicum this week is on zoo archaeology. I totally recommend doing it. But the only thing that you have due, as far as I understand, is the essay, which don't stress about this essay because it shouldn't be that bad. It's only like 5 paragraphs long, and it's based on all of the material that you have for this week. So watch the video, do the readings, and look at what the essay is asking you to do, and you'll be fine. And if anyone has any questions about that, feel free to reach out. It's due Sunday at midnight. So that's when I'll be expecting, to have most of these essays in by. As far as updates for me, let's see here. I mean, next week I think we're going back to the traditional discussion sort of format. So I'm going to change the due date of part 0 to Wednesday because it looked like that did the trick ultimately. You don't have to worry about that until next week, but just be aware that that's going to happen. And yeah, I'm a little behind on grading, but I think this week I'll be able to catch up. So be on the lookout for a lot of assignments coming back in. I was pretty generous on this previous workbook because a lot of you guys honestly got the right answer, but the workbook didn't read it as the right answer because you had to say something specific. So I gave you points back in those cases, and I think I gave a lot of points back. So hopefully you were relatively happy about that. Let's see here. But I think that's it for me. So I hope everybody has a great week. Once again, feel free to reach out with any questions that you have for me. And I hope you have a good week. Thank you.